What's up, everybody? We are officially live. I am a stand-in. I'm not as good as Mr. Eddie Small, but I'm sure excited to be here. He's feeling a little under the weather today, and so we send him lots of good wishes, good vibes, and hoping that he gets feeling a lot better. But I am honored that I get to spend a few minutes with Domo's Major Domo. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Tyson Lewis. We're super excited to have him here. What we're going to do today is chat quite a bit about Dataset Alerts. So I'm going to just hand it straight over to Tyson and let him take things.
Okay, awesome. Hey, thanks for having me, Mark. So I was thinking about just what to present today, and one of the things that I was thinking about is what is one of the best features, underrated features inside of Domo. And I think alerts is definitely at the top of that list. So I wanted to give you kind of a quick little history of alerts, how we've developed them inside of the product, just with 3 little examples. And then also just give you a couple of examples of how I use them internally for our company, for Domo, with like our executive team and stuff like that. So I'll just jump right into it. So you can see my screen right now. And the first alerting type tool that we created was just a card alert. And also, let me back up. One thing that I think is really helpful about alerts is they're kind of like the Cliff's Notes of a page. If you think of, I've created, I don't know, hundreds of pages inside of Domo, maybe even thousands. And I would say there's some pages that really don't get a lot of utility. Pages that I've created, they originally were created for a specific thing, maybe for a short period of time, and then they're just not as useful. One of the things that I really like about alerts is alerts allow you to, they're an actionable item that's given to a person, that either like is a text message or an email or something like that. And it creates action with your data versus just, I've created 1,000 different pages and some of those pages kind of get lost. Alerts, definitely, they're always bubbling up with new content and with triggers. And so I think that's, first of all, pretty helpful. So the first alert, like I said, was just that we created was a card alert. I'll show you that real quick. So if you come into this is just a demo page that we have. This is a demo card. And if you wanted, you could go ahead and click on this little see alerts up here, and you can create an alert. We could go ahead and click on new alert up here. Now, what you'll notice is that if you don't have a summary number, that it says that you need to go ahead and modify your card. So let me do that real quick. So if it says that, what you want to do is come into the analyzer and make sure that you add a summary number. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the total sales. Here, we'll change this to currency, add 1 decimal place, and it says sum of sales. That looks great. And then we'll go ahead and save and close that. And now we have a summary number up here in the left-hand corner that you can see. And so now we can go ahead and hit alerts, new alert, and the alert functionality comes up, the first of 3 steps. One thing, these alerts are great if you're looking to just calculate an aggregation, because that's really what the summary number does, is it's calculating an aggregation. So we could say if the total sales number exceeds, say, 25 million, then go ahead and alert us, and then say next. And you can go ahead and customize your message. Here, it's just using specific rules, and you could go ahead and add additional metrics in here. These are just the columns inside that data set. Or you could go ahead and just say something as simple as we exceeded, oh, it went away. Not sure where it went. Let me go back. Edit. Say next. Here we could say something like, 25 million in sales or something really simple. 25 exclamation mark. And then hit next. And then the last step in these simple alerts is you just go ahead and add people. So if I wanted, I could go ahead and add a good friend, Blake Woodward, to that alert. And then he's going to be notified. This is just a little message when he gets that alert. And then I could go ahead and hit save. And that's it. So these alerts are great. They're also super easy to use. We could also go back and we could share this alert with additional people. You can see the 2 people that we have here, and then I could go ahead and add like another person in here. Put Devin Lubain in here, and then say share. Now we've got 3 people or whatever. So that's as simple as that is. These are great if you just want, like I said, an aggregated alert. If you want like a rich text alert, then that's where the Dataset Alerts come in, and those are really good that way. So we'll get to those in just a second, but this is the first one. Now, one thing that I've noticed is that the executives here at Domo, they definitely like to receive contextual alerts that have a lot of data inside of them instead of just seeing an aggregation. They also like scheduled reports. So this is a little bit, this is kind of like alerts, but it's a report that you can go ahead and schedule. So if we go back to that page, on any page that you have, you can go ahead and at the top, there's this little export icon. If you click on that, you say schedule as report, and then you can go ahead and specify like a specific day of the week. You could go ahead and reschedule this to be daily or monthly or whatever you'd like. We could go ahead and say daily and then exclude the weekends. And then we could add additional people. And this also is going to use the PDP policy. So if you have this shared, if you have this page shared with, let's say, 3 different groups that are on 3 different PDP policies, they're all going, you're just going to have to create this one scheduled report. And then that scheduled report is going to go ahead and dice up the PDP policies so that only those people that should be seeing the right things should see those things. And then that's it. And then at the bottom, you go ahead and just hit schedule, and that's it. And now you have a scheduled report. Those scheduled reports just come in, they're just a formatted email. Let me see if I have an example. I don't know if I do, but if you've created a scheduled report, you're probably already familiar with them. Here's one, actually. Let me go ahead and see if I can share this just so that you can see what it looks like. So looking at this same dashboard that you see here, I'm going to go ahead and share another page. Let's see here. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so you can see inside of my email inbox. Here's that report. And then you can also go ahead and click on all of these inside of the email, and then it will go ahead and take you directly back to Domo. So that's as simple as that is. Let's go ahead and let me.
Hey, Tyson,
Yeah.
any direction that you can give everybody listening on, are there certain personas that tend to work better with the email? Like, why the email?
Yeah, that's a
like
great
you get
question.
better credibility with certain people, or how? Walk us through that.
Yeah, that's a great question, Mark. And I will give you a specific example with our CFO and with finance in particular. They love to get those scheduled reports, and they're actually, I mean, to be honest, they're kind of boring looking. They're not even as pretty as what we're looking at right here. They're just simple tables. And to be even more specific, the table that our CFO or the scheduled report that our CFO loves is just simply, it's 6 different tables. The first table just shows the number of wins that we had, so closed won deals that we had for the previous day. And then it shows like a tally for total sales for that day. It gives like names of who the reps were, their tenure, how long the deals took, the industry that those deals were closed in, the lead type for those deals. So it's just a big, it's almost like a newspaper in the morning for our finance team. And then the other 5 tables below that are just simply pipeline progression cards. So it's just looking at how many cards did we have, or how many opportunities did we have that moved into stage 5 and 4 and 3, and so on and so forth.
Awesome.
So to answer your question, finance is great for this persona. I would also say sales is a great one in a lot of the examples and a lot of the things that I've done inside of Domo in our instance, they've actually been for sales. I think you could probably apply it to any group, but those are the ones that use it the most internally for our organization.
Very cool. Thanks.
Yeah, good question. Okay, so I'll let me see if so here's that page again that we were looking at that we just created the schedule report for. I just wanted to share one more thing, and that is a dataset alert. And these are honestly my absolute favorite. So let me give you an example. So inside of here, you can add a dataset alert to any dataset that you have in the product. So here I've got this executive sales alert. And this is just looking at deals that are over 50K that have recently closed this quarter. And up here at the top, you can see kind of in the middle, it says alerts. And so if you click on that, it'll go ahead and it'll allow you to create, there's just one alert already that I've created, and we'll go through that in a second. If I wanted to create a new alert, I just click up here in the upper right where it says new alert. And then again, I'd follow the 4-step process to create the alert. The difference between this and just a card alert is that instead of just triggering off of the summary number, up here at the top under metric, you can see you can actually go ahead and set an alert in 3 different ways. You can set the alert by data that's been deleted from the data set. You can set an alert based on new rows coming into the data set, or you can also set an alert on rows that have changed in the data set. And let me actually kind of just give you the fully baked version so that you don't have to watch me create the entire alert. So this is an alert that I already created for this little demo. If I click on edit, you'll see the rule that I'm talking about. So this here is saying any row is added. You can also see we could change that to if a row is changed or if a row is deleted. We're going to keep it as added. And this is just simply looking at a column that says type, and it's looking for any new rows that say new customer in them. And that's it. That's the trigger. It's really simple. Now, the cool part of this is if we go to the next step. So this is the message preview. And in the message preview, this is, I don't know if you can see that, Mark. Sorry, I apologize. It might be kind of small for people in there, but
it's small, but we can see it. You're good.
Okay, cool. So in the message preview, this is where we can create a pretty rich alert that has a lot of detail. And I mean, just as an example, like our executives, they love to get these just either through the mobile app or just as a text message on their phone. And you can set up both of those alerting styles here inside this alert. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But this is really simple. There's a couple things up here. Instead of specifying the AC or the sales amount increased by a certain amount, we're able to now say a certain customer's name, the amount that deal closed for, the rep, their phone number, the team that they were on, the lead source. You kind of get the idea. And then down here at the bottom too, one thing that I've found, just BI in general, there's a couple of really easy ways to make things look good, and also to give people great context. And that is usually by looking at like period over period comparisons. So down here at the bottom, you can see I have like a quarter to date ACV. That's our quarter to date sales. I also have last quarter to date sales, and then I have last quarter sales for the previous quarter, and then we also have some year over year numbers. These are just really, really good ways to give, in this case, our executives a quick heads up of how things compare in the current quarter to last quarter and also a year ago in the same quarter. And all of that, and I'm actually just doing a couple of calculations. I'm putting that inside of a data flow, and then that data flow is coming down into this executive sales alert data set. So that's really simple. If I wanted, I could also go ahead and add something else. I could add something. So if I wanted to add another measure, I just click on metric here. And then these are all the different variables that I have inside that data set. So, you know, we already have team, but I could also say like stage. And I could go ahead and add the stage to confirm that it's a closed won deal or whatever inside there. I'll go ahead and delete that. And then once you have this exactly the way you want it and it looks all pretty, then you can go ahead and save that. And the last step is it asks you to share with whoever, and also you can go ahead and specify how you want the alerts to be triggered. Meaning, do you want them to come through a text message, an email, just through a push notification on the app, or you can also do a phone call. I actually have not used those personally, but you can do a phone call, and you can also add this to your report. So Domo offers like a weekly report or a daily report, and you can go ahead and add this as a part of your summary in your daily or weekly email. So that's the last step. And then again, you can share this with additional people. So I could go ahead and share this with whoever I want. Oh, and then say share, and now we've got 2 people on that alert. So that's as simple as it is. It's a super easy. The functionality is great. One thing that I also like to do, sometimes I'll go ahead and duplicate an alert for whatever reason. You know, for example, this is looking at new customers. If I wanted, I could go ahead and create maybe a slightly different sales alert. I'll just give you an example. Maybe instead of just looking at new customers, I want to look at upsells. So to do that, I can come into the alert. I can click on edit here. Let me back up. And then down here at the bottom, you can see there's this little arrow. If I click on that and say save as new alert, this will actually create a new alert. And I can go ahead and name this. I could say, instead of new customer alert, I could say like an upsell alert or whatever it is. And then it has all the same the message is exactly the same. It's just looking at upsells. And that's it. And then so I've created the upsell alert, and then I can go ahead and close that, and I could share it with additional people or whatever. But you can see now we have this new upsell alert along with the new customer alert. There's just one last thing, Mark, that I'd like to share, and that is you can go ahead and on these data set alerts, you can also set up PDP policies so that only certain groups get those alerts, which is super powerful. The power of that is sometimes, you know, before PDP and before data set alerts, you might have to set up an alert for each individual group or each individual even that you wanted to receive, you know, maybe a customized alert. If, let's say, for example, I wanted to set up this upsell alert, but I wanted upsells maybe by region, so that if people are in like North America, anybody in North America can receive the upsell alert and just see North America upsells. And everybody that's in Japan, maybe they only see the Japan upsells. To do that, we've already set up the alert. All we have to do is add additional people. Whoever else we want to add, we could add like groups or the entire sales org if we wanted. But here inside of PDP, all we'd have to do to go ahead and kind of dice it by those specific regions is go ahead and click on enable PDP, enable that, and then go ahead and add a policy. And we'll go ahead and we'll call this the North America policy. And then here I'm looking at, again, these are all the variables in the data set. So one of them is region. So I'm going to go ahead and use that account super region here. And then I'll select North America and then say apply. And then I could also, inside of here, there might be a North American group. There might not be, but I could go ahead and add like specific people if I want or whatever. I'll go ahead and add Blake just as an example. We add Blake there and then say apply and save. And now whoever's in this group will only receive alerts that we put over here for upsells that are connected to the North America group. Again, based on the alerts and who we've shared that upsell alert with. So it's pretty cool. I love these alerts. I think they're amazing. And if you ever have questions on alerts, I think I'm happy to talk about it. You can see my email there. So go ahead and hit me up, and I'd be happy to see if I can help you.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyson, a million times. Everybody, as you know, we're doing these every Tuesday and Thursday moving forward. A week from this Thursday, we have a virtual meetup where we've got about 500 people signed up. Tyson will also be speaking at that one, along as our head of product, Ben Shine. So get registered if you haven't done so yet, and we will talk to everybody very soon on Thursday. Have a great day, and thanks so much, Tyson.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.